Ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is the Free JD. Today is Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's Day to everybody that has a Valentine. And to those who don't, do not be bitter, do not be depressed, do not be emotional. Even though American society has materialized Valentine's Day, and though our society seems to focus on those that can get theirs instead of showing the ones who have difficulty getting theirs. Despite that, life tends to go in ebb and flows, or as some like to call it, the pendulum swing. Sometimes the pendulum swings against you, sometimes the pendulum swings for you. So if somebody is cold-blooded and distant as I am, can still find a reason to not hate Valentine's Day, so can you. Just bide your time. Somebody, somehow, some way, will be worthy of your time to be a Valentine. With that said, this video is not going to be a long one. It is about something I may be slightly late on, but it's about NBA 2K again. This particular video is not a glitch or cheating about 2K, because I have not bought the latest edition of 2K yet. It's about they're selling the All-Star package separately. For those of you who don't know, if you have pre-ordered NBA 2K13, it came with it free. It was a pre-order exclusive, but it appears in early January. The 2K makers made it available as a DLC for $5. Now I didn't know this until I booted up my PS3 today, and I saw a 50% special off of everything 2K13 related. So I went to the store to see what the prices were, and I saw that 2K was $29.99. So I'm like, okay, that's a fairly good price for 2K to buy new digitally. Alright, I'm thinking about getting it. But then I look and I see along the other things associated with 2K, NBA All-Star Weekend, $2.99. And I'm like, wait a second. You mean to tell me that these fucking bastards took out something as integral as All-Star Weekend and they're selling it to you for $5, $2.99 with the special? And so I go on, to Operation Sports, and I see people, praising it, like, yeah, those of us who didn't pre-order it can get it now. I'm like, are you kidding me? The All-Star game and shit used to be integral to any basketball game, whether it was live or 2K. When you was playing franchise mode or season mode, the All-Star game would come around and you would play in the shit. So I don't know if this means that if you're playing, association mode, or if you're doing the My Career mode, when it comes around, the actual date that you don't play it. But why should you have to pay extra for something that in real life is integral to the sport and is not in the game when it comes in release? What kind of sense does that make? That in order to enjoy what should have been in the game already, you'd have had to pre-order it, or later on now you got to pay for it. And people are happy about this shit? Like, imagine if the EA maker, or the Madden makers, And as much flack as Madden gets, and much of it deservedly so. Imagine if EA had decided, you know what? When it comes to the Super Bowl, we're gonna take it out. All right, we're gonna take it out. And if a person wanted to play in the Super Bowl or have a Super Bowl presentation, you know, in exhibition mode, or qualify for the Super Bowl in your Connected Careers or your online league or whatever, in order to be able to do that, you would have to pay an extra $5 to $6. Imagine the fucking outrage EA would get if they did that bullshit. That you take out the Super Bowl, and in order to do anything Super Bowl related, you would have had to pay extra unless you pre-ordered it. There would be a shitstorm of controversy for that shit. And I wouldn't be surprised if EA decided to do something like that, because they just run shit into the ground. They run their own shit into the ground. That's how EA does things. But to hear that 2K, I believe it's Take-Two, that's the parent company of 2K, that to hear these motherfuckers take out the All-Star weekend and then sell it to you, that right there is the epitome of why DLC is hated so much. That is why. Because back in the day, actually I don't even need to go back in the day. And just in this console generation, when the All-Star stuff came around, it was part of the game. Just in Madden, 2K12. Now I do for my player mode. When my guy was a rookie and sophomore, he played in the rookie-sophomore game, alright, both times. Now, a quick tangent, I think there should be a junior-sophomore. Actually, would that work? No, you have the rookie-sophomore, then like sophomore. Actually, yeah, it would work. It would work. Do a junior, senior, because when you start it, there's going to be 4-year players in the league and 3-year players in the so it'll work. But back on topic, this is why DLC is hated as much as it is. These fucking game makers keep crying foul of, games are so expensive to make, games are so difficult to make, this, that, and the third, we gotta pay people and whatnot. And so instead of selling the game at a price to where it would entice more people to buy it, these jackasses charge $59.99. And if you're in a state that has no state tax or sales tax, that's the cheapest you can get it for free, unless you like trade in the game or you pay it, or if there's a special, okay, and like you trade something in and you get more value for it than you would, but many places, like here in New York State, that would be a $65 purchase because of the 8% sales tax. In other areas is more. Then there's like the special editions and shit. So you charging these exorbitant prices, but you have the fucking nerve to tell them that unless you pre-order a fucking game that you can get on the day of release without needing to pre-order it. Like, even though 2K is popular, it's not gonna fucking run out of copies no matter where you go. Whether you go to GameStop, whether you go to Game Craze or Walmart, or wherever you go, Best Buy, wherever you go to get your games. It's not like you're not gonna find a copy of 2K. Right? So these fuckers are telling you, if you don't pre-order the shit, not only are you not gonna have something as integral as the NBA All-Star Weekend in your game, when we do get around to making it available, you're going to have to pay for it. fuckers take shit out of games, sell it to you later, and you're supposed to be grateful. What kind of bullshit is that? Like I said before, I don't know if I made this analogy earlier, but imagine my personal favorite car is a Mercedes-Benz, okay? So imagine I had the kind of money where I could go out and buy outright a Mercedes-Benz convertible. Like, come in with a duffel bag, here's $50,000, give me that shit. Alright, and I get it, and I pay for it, alright? And I'm driving it, you know, and I need to put gas in it, alright? Now mind you, I just paid $50,000 in, you know, in full to buy the shit outright, so I don't need no monthly payments. I go to the gas station. I look for the, you know, the gas thing where you pull it up and it pops out. I do that. It doesn't work. And not only does it doesn't work, I see like a message across the dashboard where I hear OnStar saying, "I'm sorry, but the function that you are trying to use is unavailable until you pay $100. I'll be like, what? So hang on a second. You already have the functionality of the fucking pop the gas tank open in the car, but you're telling me that it's not going to work until I pay extra for something that was already in the car when I paid for it just to put gas in this shit? Imagine the shitstorm Mercedes-Benz would come under if they did something like that. That you pay for a car and the functionality and the ability to pop out the gas tank is already in the car. But because they want more money out of you, they disable it or they unlock it. They lock it. And only after you pay an extra fee will you be able to do it. That's the same kind of bullshit that the video game makers have been doing, but we let them get away with it. Now, if the DLC was like what Grand Theft Auto 4 did, that's different. Because Grand Theft Auto 4, when it came out, was a full, solid game with lots of hours of gameplay. You got your $60+ worth. Then, time goes by, they did, you know, The Lost and Damned, and then they did the Ballad of Gate and Tony, which from what I hear, I haven't played them, but I hear they were both highly critically acclaimed, lots of gameplay. So after you get both of those, along with the original Grand Theft Auto 4, that's a whole lot of gameplay. That's different. It's one thing to sell DLC to help supplement the game after you already beat the main part of the game. People don't feel like they're getting cheated because they already got a full price game and you're just giving them extra content to further enjoy it. That's different. It's another fucking thing when you take something that's already in the game, because trust me, I guarantee you, if you paid $5 or the $2.99 as it is right now to unlock this shit, download it, it's only going to be a few megabytes worth of data, which means it's not big, which more than likely means it was already on the fucking disk, and you're just unlocking it. But you shouldn't have to pay extra to do something that should come with the game. Like it's like MLB The Show doesn't do that bullshit. If you're doing franchise mode, when you come across the All-Star break, your guys playing the All-Star game. Now, I don't know. I haven't played it in a little while, so I don't know if they have the Futures game in it. I don't know if they added the Home Run Derby. No, I'm not talking about as a side mode. I'm talking about when you're actually playing a season mode type of, or the Road to the Show. I think in Road to the Show, I think I was in the Futures game in the MLB 11. I was in it in my Road to the Show, so I believe that's how it is. I believe they added that. So it may depend on what mode you play in that game. But they may add the Futures game and the Home Run Derby and then, you know, the All-Star game. But you don't hear MLB taking the shit out and then selling it, for extra. You know why? Because not only is it a good enough game to not need to do that shit, that's just flat out greed. To take out something that happens in season and sell it for extra. And then you got these jackasses, these 2K stands, talking about, hey, we can get it now. Alright. That's $2.99 or $5 more that you should not have needed to spend to get something that is integral. What happened to gaming? What happened to gaming? What happened to selling a game completely and full and done? What happened to that? What happened to making sure the shit was as bug free as possible before you put it out? What happened to that? I wonder who started this shit. I wonder who started this practice of locking out or taking shit out the game and selling it for extra later on. I wonder who was the originator of that bullshit. It probably would be EA. If any of you out there know who was like the first to start doing that, or at least the first to be accused of doing that, let me know. Hit me up with a video response or post in the comment section. Hit me up with a private message, whatever. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. I was very disgusted when I heard that 2K is selling the All-Star Weekend package to be in the game. What a disgrace. I mean, I wonder what's next. I guarantee you some asshole company is gonna try to charge extra to be able to pause the game. I guarantee it. When the next consoles come out, some fucker is gonna try to say, "Oh, you would like to pause the game? I'm sorry, that's an extra $2.50. Like, please insert code, or please go to PlayStation Store." And they try to charge for everything else nowadays. They might as well try to charge to do that. Fucking bastards. So anyway, that's my 2K rant for today. I think I'm going to do another rant for EA Sports, or Madden in particular. This is JD LeGree signing off. Talk to you later.